Now, breaking news we're covering this evening. Just moments ago, MPs voting in favour of the Liberal government's Bill C-5, known as the One Canadian Economy Act. The bill aims to tackle internal trade barriers and grants the government sweeping powers to approve major projects that are deemed to be in the national interest. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the bill is the core of Canada's domestic response to Trump's tariffs. Eric Viano joining us live in studio. He's been tracking this all day. Eric.
Matt, the Liberal government's legislation will let Cabinet quickly grant federal approvals for big industrial projects like mines, ports, and pipelines. This afternoon, the House Speaker ruled that the bill be separated into two separate votes. The bill is essentially two pieces of legislation rolled into one. The first part aimed at breaking down internal trade barriers, while the second part grants the government the ability to designate major projects to be in the national interest, then fast-track their approval. The Bloc Québécois had called for the bill to be split to allow MPs more time to study the measures that deal with major projects. Now, this bill is not without criticism, specifically the major projects piece. Indigenous and environmental groups have said the bill is being rushed through Parliament and will give the government too much power. Meanwhile, the business community and building trades praise the bill, saying it can take longer to get projects approved than to get them built. Now, with the Liberals selling this bill as a way to combat U.S. tariffs, Associate Professor of Political Science at McMaster University, Peter Grafe, says he doesn't believe the bill will have a huge impact.
Tariffs from the U.S. are really a danger to our manufacturing sector. And in a way, the response in terms of the Build Canada Act is to go back from ripping stuff out of the ground and hoping to ship it places. So a step backwards in terms of the complexity of our economy. The interprovincial free trade could allow for some efficiency gains and improvements. But again, it's really not going to face the large structural issues about what happens to our steel and our auto sectors.
Again, the entirety of Bill C-5 was passed in the House of Commons today. It's similar to legislation in Ontario that passed recently that gives Premier Doug Ford and his government power to suspend municipal and provincial laws for chosen projects through the creation of so-called economic zones. Opposition of this bill is still strong from many First Nations.